Hello everyone, thanks for joining in. I'm Varun here, your host for today, and we will start our session in the next couple of minutes uh, as we are waiting for our more attendees to join in, and then I'll be able to share the details to study in the Canada. And also, guys, just to let you know that uh, whoever joins this webinar today, they can also get the participation certificates. And in order to get your participation in certificates from this webinar, I will be sharing the email ID at the end of the slide, and you can email my coordinator in Dubai with your name and the date and the webinar name which you attended, and they will send you the participation certificate. Okay, so in the meantime, guys, we have people joining in just to give you a little bit of idea that what we are going to cover today in this webinar. So I will keep this webinar very short and simple, wherein I will be covering the main important aspects of the visa application and admissions in Canada, and what are the do's and don'ts you need to consider when we are applying to the Canadian institution or university, and also when you are applying for the student visa in Canada. And this webinar will be also helpful for the people who have long educational gap. Let's say if you are a working professional, and many students, they have doubt whether if they have gap, can they apply to Canada or not. So I will also try to answer those questions. If you think that your profile is weak, whether you have that chance to get into the Canadian colleges, so I'll try to answer those things. Yeah. And if you have any questions during the webinar session, I would request you to please, excuse me, you can ping your questions on the chat box, and I will try to cover and answer those questions. All right. So just to begin with who we are. So we are a Brighter Education group of companies, and we are based in UAE, and we are based in the India. We have multiple centers in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Sharjah in UAE. And then we have one center that's in New Delhi, and I manage the Delhi operations. I'm from the New Delhi office. We have, GoToUniversity portal, where you can get lots of information about, studying in different countries and different universities around the world. So we have listed somewhere around 4,000 universities from the globe, and you can see their programs, their rankings, accommodation cost, application deadlines, campus details, alumni details, number of international students. So for every university, we have listed more than 30 to 40 information, which can help you to decide, whether it's the right choice or not. And then we have Brighter Prep, where we help students for SAT, GRE, GMAT, IELTS training. We have Brighter Admissions, wherein we do the consulting. We help students to apply for their admissions and visa. And we have Ignite Training Institute, where we do the STEM tutoring to the students who are coming from the international curriculum, like A-level, IGCSE, American curriculum. Yeah. So just to start with that, why to go to study in Canada. So as we all we know that Canada is one of the most popular country. It has been like most popular country from the ages, from the many years. And after the USA, Canada is the country which comes in the North America region, where many students go. And the numbers are keep on growing and growing, right? And the reason why it is happening is because of the quality of education they offer. It is adjacent to the USA, and also they offer post-study excuse me, work opportunities. So students can finish their education in Canada, and they can get the post-study work visa, leading to the permanent residency. And the other countries, English countries, not all of them offer you this USB. Yeah. Now, apart from that, there are many other things you might not know that why you should study in Canada. Things like, there are different types of education credentials are available. For example, a student who has done 12th can select to go undergraduate diploma or a bachelor's degree. A student who has done bachelor's in, let's say in India, can go for PG certificate or post-baccalaureate diploma or a master's degree or an MBA degree. So there are different types of courses you can select, because in many countries you can only go for the bachelor's degree or a master's degree or MBA. But here you also have an option to go for diploma programs. Why diploma programs are very popular in Canada? The main reason is that diploma programs are actually made for the students who can make you ready for the jobs, for the industry, right? So those are actually a profession, like professional certificates and professional diplomas, which can give you some practical experience, practical exposure. So it is not theoretically based, it is actually practical based. Yeah? So it give you the tools and knowledge which can help you start your job. So based on your interest, either you can go for the diploma program or you can go for the degree program. All right. Now in Canada, when you are selecting the institution, so you need to keep few things in mind. For example, in Canada, the education system is designed in such a way where there are public colleges and public universities are there. Then there are private colleges and private universities are there, right? So, in my opinion, you should only select the private colleges and private universities. Sorry, government universities and government colleges, not the private ones, because in private colleges and private universities, the chances of visa rejection is very high. But if you go for the government universities and government colleges for your bachelor's, master's, or diploma programs, your chances are very high that your visa will be, likely it will likely be to be approved. The reason is because they have good credibility in the Canadian embassy. Another thing is, if you are applying to the public university and public colleges in Canada, then most of the programs, they offer you co-op opportunities. I don't know if you guys are aware about co-op. So co-op is cooperative education, under which you get every year one term as a work permit, as a work term. So for example, let's say you are going for 4 years of bachelor's degree program. So every year you will have one term. One term is for at least 2 to 3 months, which will be your practical work term. It's a part of your program. So every year for 2 or 3 months, you will be placed in the company related to your subject discipline, and you will gain work experience in the real-time exposure scenario. Now that work term could be paid or it could be unpaid. So it depends of the college and the kind of program you're going. But generally, most of the times it is paid as well. Now, the main benefit of the co-op program is that you might be able to learn and earn at the same time. Second thing is that it is a part of the program, so you have to do. It is mandatory if it says that it's a co-op program. Yeah, and it will be arranged by your school, like your university or college. Third thing is that many a times, the company where you're doing your co-op program can offer you a job. So even before you finish your program, you might have a job offer from that employer where you did your internship or a co-op term. Yeah. Now, apart from that, like when you're applying in Canada, the most important thing is that many students who wants to study masters and MBA program, especially for the Indian students, I have seen that they have this challenge wherein they have to have 16 years of education. And in India, we have 15 years of education because we have like 12 years of schooling. And then we have 3 years of undergraduate degree, which is like BSc, BA, BBA, or BCom, or business studies, right? So what will happen in that case? Because many students and parents, they speak to me, they call me when I meet them. So they are not sure what sort of program they can go for. So in this case, you don't need to feel that that you cannot go. Yes, of course you can go, but not for the master's degree or MBA program. If you have 15 years of education, you can take the pathway, which means you can go for the PG diploma program for 1 year to fulfill the requirement of 16th year. And then you can do your master's MBA. After you doing your 1 year of PG diploma program, you have two options. So either you do your master's or MBA in Canada, otherwise you take the work permit because you are eligible for post-study work visa after your PG certificate or PG diploma of 1 or 2 years, and you can start working. So you have both the options on hand, right? Alternatively, you can also do PG diploma in your home country and then straight away apply for master's or MBA. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, in terms of the institutions, so in Canada, there are many universities which are very popular. So the names which you see on the screen right now, so they are quite popular, like University of Alberta, York, Queens, UBC, McMaster, University of Toronto. However, these are some big names and like top niche colleges. However, the Canadian universities and institutions are not limited to these schools. There are many other universities. Now, what happens in Canada? There are, as a consultant, we divide universities in tier one and tier two. So you can say that the universities which you see right now on the screen, these are actually tier one because they have less acceptance rate, they are expensive, they have most of the research programs, thesis programs, educational degrees they offer, they don't have diplomas. So that's why they are a little hard to get in. The requirements, minimum requirements are set high. But then there are tier two universities are also there. For example, University of Northern British Columbia, UNBC, Thompson's River University, then University of Regina, Saskatchewan University, Acadia University, University of Windsor, Lethbridge University. So there are many other universities like that who comes in the tier two. So you can also look, if you're looking for the universities, you can also try to apply for tier two universities where the chances are high. They have higher acceptance rate. Their tuition fee is a little less than the tier one. Their requirements, minimum standard requirements are less. So even they solve the purpose of you getting into the Canada and get a public, degree from the public university and start your career in the 500 Fortune companies. Yeah. Now, in terms of deadline and intakes. So in Canada, every year there are 3 intakes like January, May, and September. September is known as a fall intake, which is a universal intake. So most of the courses and programs and universities and colleges are open for September only. But there are some programs which are limited, which is available for January and for May. You might not find many programs in Jan and May, but yes, you can find it for the September. So you have to plan your application in such a way, like which course you're looking for and what is the availability of that courses, right? Another thing is that make sure whether you apply for Jan, May, or September. This is my personal experience working with the students. Start your application at least 8 to 9 months before, or maybe 1 year before. For example, if you want to go for the next September, better you start applying to that college by this September or October. Why? It's because it takes time in Canada to get your admission. It's take about 1.5 months to 2 months sometimes to get your letter of acceptance. And then after that, there are other formalities are also there. Like you have to transfer your fees, you have to open your GICM, which is like opening the bank account in Canada and blocking your living cost. Then you have to do your medical, then you have to arrange your financials and documents for the visa purpose. Then you apply for the visa, then you go for the biometrics, and then you get your visa approval, and then you book the ticket. So it takes about like 6, 7 months, 8 months minimum. So it's better if you apply for before 1 year. Not only you will increase your chances for your admission, but you might also back some scholarship or a discount from the college or university. It's because you are an early applicant, and most of the scholarships and most of the financial aid that goes away in the initial lot. So which means that it's like a first come first serve for in many cases, wherein they have the allocation of funds and then they give it away for the students who comes in the beginning. So you still have good chances if you apply early to get some good scholarships. Now in terms of the requirements, if you have finished your high school and if you want to go for a bachelor's degree in Canada, then in your 12th, generally colleges or universities, they require minimum 60% to 85%. I have given this range because it changes from university to university and colleges to colleges. But you can say that less than 60% in 12th, you will have very less chance to get the admission in Canada into bachelor's program and also for your visa. Yeah. Now, if you want to apply for a master's degree or an MBA program, then you would require minimum 4 years of undergraduate degree. Now in India, you can have either an engineering degree, which will be a complete 4 years degree. Otherwise, maybe you have done bachelor's, plus you have done maybe 1 year of PG diploma or 2 years of master's in India. Then also you can meet that 4 years of requirement. If you have done bachelor's and master's both in India, you can still go for the master's. Many students do ask me that, well, I have done bachelor's and master's in India. Can I go for the double master's in India, in Canada? Can I still apply for the master's in Canada? Definitely, 100% it's possible. It's doable. I have done with many students because we can show that you are meeting that 16 years of requirement and you are going for the another master's. In your bachelor's degree, you should have an aggregate of 65% minimum, right? Let's say if you have done 12, after that you have done, let's say, BCom, okay, and then you have done MCom in India, Bachelor's of Commerce, Master's of Commerce. So now in this case, you are actually having 12 years of schooling, 3 years of bachelor's, which is 15, and then 2 years of master's, which is 16, 17 years. So which means you are eligible to apply for the master's degree in Canada. How your aggregate will be calculated? So the university in Canada, they will take your 3 years of bachelor's in hand. They will take your 2 years of master's on the other hand. They will mix, they will take out the aggregate of your bachelor's and master's and then take out the average of both. That should be 65% minimum as per the Indian system in order to get an admission in the master's degree program. Now, for whether you apply for the diploma, undergraduate diploma, bachelor's, master's, doesn't matter. The minimum requirement for IELTS, which is an English language ability test, is overall 6.5 bands, no less than 6 in each module, in reading, speaking, listening, writing. Why you need that? Just to let you know, in India especially, when we apply for the student visa, many people don't know, there is a category under which you can apply to get the fastest decision, and also the approval rate is very high in that, which is known as SDS scheme, student direct scheme. Now in the SDS scheme, there are 3 requirements. So it is a streamlined visa, which is made by Canadian Embassy for the Indian students, which means if you apply under SD scheme, you have very high chances of visa approval and also very high chances of getting visa approval within the stipulated time, within 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah. So they have a requirement. The first requirement is that you need to pay your first year of complete tuition fees. That's the first requirement. Second thing is that you need to have your GIC, which is blocking your 10,200 Canadian dollars in Canada in your own bank account, which will be opened under your name, student's name, student account, to prove that you have money to take care of your living expenses. The third thing is the IELTS. You have to have 6.5 overall, no less than 6 in each module. If you are meeting these 3 categories, you will be able to apply under the student direct scheme, irrespective of the course you are going, whether it's an undergraduate diploma or PG diploma, master's, MBA, it does not matter. Yeah. So remember this point in mind. And also, if you're applying for MBA or Master of Management or Analytics kind of a program, then you might also need GMAT exam, along with some 3 to 4 years of full-time work experience in your home country. Now, there are some courses which is very popular in Canada, which I have listed on the screen, which you can see, like IT, computer science, analytics, business, finance, data science, biomedical engineering, however, I'll go to the next screen. So if you go to the Google, you can find the NOC code. This NOC code is listed on the Canadian Embassy website. What is NOC code is National Occupation Classification. Basically, in this list, you can find which job role is in higher demand in Canada. Based on that profession, you can actually select a course in Canada which can lead you into that job. How it will help is, it will help you to get a job faster. It will help you to get your work permit faster. It will also help you to get some extra bonus points in your PR. and your PR application, permanent residency application, will be prioritized by the embassy when you are in Canada. So that's why instead of selecting the course first to check what sort of jobs or industry you want to get into and see if it has a demand in Canada or not. Maybe you want to become a sales consultant, but maybe sales consultant is not listed in the NOC, but still you go for some sales or marketing or business, normal business degree, and you see that you're not able to get the job the kind of you want, or maybe if you have a job, you're still struggling to get work permit or PR. Yeah. So which is why I always see that what sort of job will you want to get into. Now, these are some companies which are listed in Canada. Many of them are local companies, like Canadian companies, and many of them you might know, like PayPal, Microsoft, and like Bain Capital, Google, IBM, Goldman Sachs. So these are some companies which is globally known. These are the companies names I have listed out from the universities and colleges in Canada who place their students into these kind of companies. Although these are very less companies I've listed, but just to name a few, you might be working in any of these companies if you complete your study in Canada. Now, the average salary for international student in Canada is around $52,000. It was actually a 2 years old, salary package. It's actually now more than that. The median salary in Canada is like around $60,000 now, irrespective of the course or a profession you are in. Yeah. And I hope you have already covered this GIC thing, which is like, it's a part of the visa application. You have to open one bank account in Canada, which can be opened in SBI, ICICI Bank, Scotia Bank, CIBC Bank. You have to transfer 10,200 Canadian dollars. When you reach there after getting your visa, first month you get $2,000, and from the next month onwards you get around 660 Canadian dollars monthly. Yeah? Now, how we can help you? So, as a company, as a consultant, we can help you to select a right program based on your profile, your interest. We can also help you to select the short skills, listed courses, which means the courses which can lead you to work in the NOC professions, which has a good demand. We can also help you with the essays, student visa approvals, and like your interview and visa application, GIC process, and everything. Yeah. So you can get in touch with us. If you have any questions, guys, you can put it in the chat box. Otherwise, you can take our number alternatively. So my name is Varun Nair. You can call me on the given number, and on the left side, you see my colleague Sarah's email ID. You can email her in order to get your participation certificate for today's webinar. And you can utilize that in your CV. You can also utilize that when you're applying for your student visa to the admissions in the colleges in Canada, because you can show this also as a part of your research, because what you did when you were looking for the courses in Canada. And thank you so much for your time, and all the best, guys. Okay, so someone has asked me, Mekha asked me, IELTS is required even in English. 12th grade is above 95%. Yes, Mekha, IELTS is mandatory because it is a requirement for the embassy, not for the university. So I suggest that even before you apply to the university, get your IELTS done, academics, and get a good score. Although your English score is very good, but since you're going to the English country, you have to have that standardized exam, which they acknowledge. Yeah. Fee structure for dentistry and requirements. Safia, sorry, for Canada, we don't help for the dentistry, because for dentistry and medicine, the process is different in North American region for US and Canada, because you have to first go for the pre-med, which is undergraduate degree in sciences for 4 years. And you have to appear for the entrance exam, and then you enter in the graduate medical school. Although I can suggest you that we can surely help you for the medicine in English country like UK, Ireland, even for a USA track program wherein you can finish your MD in 5 years. If you're interested, you can call me or connect with me if you're in India. If you're out of India anywhere, you can call Sarah, and she can set up a meeting with one of our consultants for you, who can guide you for studying medicine in the UK. So just to let you know, in UK you can go after right after your 12th for medicine. Okay? All right, guys. So thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best for your career pursuit.